Imperfect action breeds results. What is up, you delicious human? Welcome to the movement, episode number 3. Today we are talking about the fact that any effort that you put in is better than nothing. Any effort is good effort. Something is always better than nothing. Something that I see time and time again, and it shows up with my clients, it shows up just on social media, it just shows up in general, is the all or nothing mentality, and the fact that people think that in order to be successful with their health journey or their weight loss journey that they have to be 100% perfect, and if they can't be 100% perfect and show up at 100% capacity, then they may as well give up. And that line of thinking is fucking ridiculous. What is true is that consistently doing the bare minimum is far better and will give you better results than waiting until you can be 100%, waiting until you have the perfect time, constantly making excuses and waiting until you have more time in your life. Consistently doing the bare minimum will give you better results than doing something once every 2 weeks. I feel very passionately about this topic because I believe that diet culture and the fitness industry has become this shame-inducing culture that perpetuates the all or nothing mentality, which says that if you can't show up at a 100%, if you can't hit your macros within the gram, if you can't do every single gym session, if you can't hit at least 10,000 steps every single day, if you can't drink 3 liters of water a day and sleep 8 hours a day, and you can't do those things every single fucking day, then you suck, you're a failure, you have no willpower, and you may as well just not try. It's so fucking ridiculous. There is not a single area in our life, there's not a single other area in our life where we apply that same line of thinking. If you make a mistake at work, you don't go and hand in your resignation and say, yep, this job's not for me, I made a mistake, I'm fucking out of here. No, you rectify the mistake, you apologize if necessary, you learn from that mistake, and you endeavor to do better next time. If you lose your temper at your spouse, you're not like, oh cool, peace out, this relationship's not for me. No, you apologize, you understand what your trigger was, you learn from that, and you endeavor to do better next time. Why then do we fucking apply the all or nothing mentality to our health journey? When you really think about it, it's actually so fucking ridiculous, and I am on a mission to stop this line of thinking and to help people understand that if they just fucking show up and go for a walk and choose a salad over a McDonald's meal, and they do that consistently, then they will be far better off than only showing up when they can be perfect. Sure, there are more optimal behaviors and actions that you could take. The most optimal ideal scenario for losing weight is implementing about 5 to 6 habits. Nutrition habit, gym habit, walk habit, sleep habit, water habit, vegetable consumption habit. That is the most ideal scenario. But if you can't commit to that right now, and instead you just focus on going for a walk each day and making 1% incremental changes with your nutrition, that is fucking amazing. That is far better than just giving up or telling yourself that you have no willpower and not even fucking trying. We have an obesity problem. There are a multitude of reasons as to why we have such a high percentage of obese people in the world. There are many reasons, but I believe that just one of the many reasons is that people have this mentality that if they can't be perfect, then they should just not fucking try. But to reiterate, the bare minimum consistently over time, compounding over time, will breed far better results than you showing up once a fucking month when you can be 100% perfect. A lot of the advice that we need to give ourselves as adults is actually the advice that we would give kids. Think about if you had an overweight kid in your life, whether it's your own kid or whether it's a niece or nephew, or maybe you're a teacher. You wouldn't want to shame that child for being overweight. Instead, you would encourage that child to come for a walk with you, and you would probably pull back on the dessert and feed them more vegetables and maybe watch their portion sizes. And you would do that with kindness and compassion And hopefully, I would fucking hope that you're not shaming that child for what they're doing or the body that they're in. And so therefore, why are we then as adults shaming ourselves, being absolute fucking assholes to ourselves, making ourselves bad or wrong for occasionally having a piece of fucking cake, and telling ourselves that we're a failure and we're a piece of shit and we're ugly and we're fat, and being so fucking nasty to ourselves? And then on top of that, why are we then looking for a quick fix, looking for the latest fucking weight loss medication or the latest fad diet or the latest shiny object in terms of weight loss methods? Instead, why are we not just making small adjustments to our movement habits and our nutrition habits, and looking at the shit that's going on in our head and learning how to be kind to ourselves, compassionate towards ourselves, and slowly make those changes? If you are someone who lives through the all or nothing mentality, I want you to think about how you would approach this subject with a child. And truly, I hope that it's with kindness, compassion, not with shame, and just making small changes and encouraging them, finding fun ways to move their body, making it a little bit of a game, and finding ways that it is enjoyable. Use that same approach with yourself. You don't need to be 100% perfect to get results. And in fact, if you expect yourself to be 100% perfect, that is a surefire way to set yourself up for failure. Because the truth is, you're a human being, and if you're watching this or listening to this, there's a high chance that you're a woman. And if you're a woman, it means that week to week we have energy fluctuations, we have mood fluctuations, we have hormone fluctuations. Some of us have intense fucking cramping. Some of us have some whack-ass shit that happens across our cycle. And so therefore, to expect yourself to show up the same in the week that you're bleeding as the week that you're ovulating when you feel fucking amazing is actually fucking ridiculous. So instead, let's just focus on making small changes, on focusing on imperfect action, on just showing up as best as we can that day, on being kind to ourselves, on stopping shaming ourselves, on stopping being a fucking asshole to ourselves, and stopping ourselves feeling like we have to live through the all or nothing mentality. And if we can't be all in, then we may as well be nothing, because that is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. And that is one way in which you are truly holding yourself back from living your healthiest, happiest, most abundant, amazing fucking life that you can live. There are I'm sure, a multitude of reasons and ways in which you are holding yourself back. But if we can get this one sorted, we will be moving ahead in leaps and bounds. Something that I coach my clients through when they start my program Restart, which is a 6-week mental detox or mindset diet program, mental weight loss. I don't really know what I'm calling it just yet, but it's basically the mindset required for long-term weight loss. Every time someone signs up, they get 2 habits. It's predominantly a mindset course, but also in order to lose weight, we need to start shifting our physical habits as well. One is always a movement habit, which tends to be, for a lot of them, just a walking target. Sometimes it's a time, like 30 minutes. Sometimes it's a step target, depending on where they're at, what they're doing, what their lifestyle is. And the second is a habit to document their food choices. They take photos of their food in a food journal, and this holds 3 purposes. First of all, it's so that they can actually understand what choices they're currently making. And by doing that and creating awareness around that, it actually gets you thinking, and it gets you very mindful about what choices you're making. And that alone actually can elicit positive change, because you're no longer in denial about what you're eating. You're no longer lacking awareness of what your choices are. And when you start to realize that and be honest with that, then, like I said, that alone can actually start to elicit positive change. The second reason is that they become responsible and accountable for the choices that they're making. The third reason is that we start to notice any emotional eating habits, like maybe they get really stressed at 3:30 in the afternoon, and they go to the tea room at work and they eat a bunch of chocolate, or maybe at 8 p.m. at night when they're feeling lonely, they eat a bunch of chocolate or ice cream or something sweet. And so we start to recognize any emotional eating patterns or habits that they might have. And week to week, over the 6-week period of the program, I make incremental adjustments to their nutrition, just 1% little changes. And as a result of that, over the 6 weeks, I've had clients lose 8 kilos. Granted, that particular person had a significant amount of weight to lose. I've had someone lose 6 kilos. I've had someone lose 4 kilos. And literally the only changes that we've made is creating awareness and honesty around what our choices are and making 1% adjustments each week and getting a habit of moving. Some of them are only doing like a 30-minute walk 3 times a week. So for you to understand that is so fucking important, because if you are struggling with getting restarted on your weight loss journey after weight regain, or if you are struggling with just losing weight in general, and you can hear that you just have to make such minor changes in order to actually get the fucking ball rolling, I hope that me sharing that empowers you to then create change. Because the truth is, when you first get started, the effort to benefit ratio is so significantly skewed in your favor. And what I mean by that is you can put a minimal amount of effort in to get huge fucking benefit and huge results, especially within the first few weeks. And what a lot of people don't understand, that they feel, because they look at dieting or weight loss through this negative lens where they feel like they have to be perfect and it feels so hard and so negative and so difficult, and so therefore they don't get started. And a lot of people who get started with me say, I've been wanting to get restarted or get started for the last 6 months, but I just couldn't. And here's the thing that's so important. Human beings need accountability, and also they need guidance. To go at it alone, in my opinion, is really silly, because you can justify to yourself so easily why you make certain choices or why you make certain decisions with your food. When you have someone holding you accountable, not shaming you, not making you bad or wrong for your choices, but rather just someone holding you accountable, and you know that maybe they'll ask you questions about your choices, or maybe they will help you move through the emotions that elicited certain choices, then that's when change can actually begin to happen. So truly, my clients have gotten such amazing, epic results from making 2 minor changes. And so far, every single woman who has been through Restart has told me they couldn't believe how easy it felt and how it didn't feel hard to them, and they still were able to get these amazing results. So I'm going to wrap it up there. To conclude, you don't have to fucking do 100% straight off the bat when you first get restarted on your weight loss journey. The bare minimum consistently, that is the key important word there, gets better results than you showing up once a fucking blue moon and being perfect. So you may as well just get started. You may as well fuck off the all or nothing mentality. You may as well start to take small actions. And what could really fucking help you is if you signed up to Restart. If you are a woman who struggles with the all or nothing mentality, who struggles with negative self-talk, who struggles with shame to do with what they look like, their weight, or their weight regain, if you are someone who has struggled with yo-yo dieting, if you are someone who struggles to get started or restarted, if you are someone who puts in a little bit of effort and then they can't work out why they can't just fucking commit, Restart is 1,000,000% for you. There is a link to the application in the description of this video or in the show notes of the podcast. I strongly encourage you to apply. If not, that's all cool. You can also go ahead and just join our free online community. It's called The Movement. The link to that is also below the video or in the show notes of the podcast. That is all. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, drop me a comment, let me know. Other than that, I'll catch you tomorrow.